just over 10 years ago. We're so grateful for his creative vision and ongoing dedication to his work, and his willingness to wear nothing but a net when it helps to raise awareness. If you haven't seen the videos, him and Steph a few years ago did an amazing series. Google it, yeah, it's great. Let's just put, Rick lost the challenge, let's put it that way. But we're so grateful for his ongoing support. And of course, Stephen Curry, two-time NBA MVP, but he's really been our MVP all along. He was first inspired by his friend and teammate, Bryant Barr here, when at Davidson together fighting malaria, they did basketball tournaments to raise funds. So fast forward 4 years ago, Steph committed to do this 3-for-3 challenge, which you all have heard about, donating 3 bed nets to help protect kids for every 3-pointer he made in the season. I don't want to take credit or anything, but that just happened to be, right after he made the commitment, just happened to be the first season that he broke the NBA record. So I think there was some divine intervention taking place, and then he's gone on to beat his record every year since, which is amazing. It's obviously he's helped to mobilize thousands of people to get involved and care about this issue that it wouldn't otherwise. So we're really grateful. So thrilled that he's agreed to do it for a 5th season, and that the Warriors are going to match it again. And so I'd love to invite each of you to join the challenge. We'll actually have a web page where you can actually help to join Steph's challenge to get involved. So we love that. It just has a great magnifying effect. Steph and Rick joined us in Nyarugusu refugee camp in Tanzania 3 summers ago and helped to distribute tens of thousands of nets to refugees. So they're quite the committed duo. So please welcome Rick Reilly and Steph Curry.
Thank you. You on? We're on. So, your best friend in the world is Bryant Barr.
Yes, he is.
He got you into nothing but nets.
Yes, he did.
You and he are in partnership together in Slice.
And I whiffed.
And they ask you out there, what's the one app you can't live without? And what did you say?
I'm not going to repeat my
You said
answer.
Instagram.
I'm not gonna repeat. I thought we had talked about the Slice portion, and I really
Next question.
Next question. Slice. Slice.
If he could have turned whiter, he would have.
100%.
People don't realize you actually came with us, and you were in Tanzania, in absolutely the most remote parts. And I want, if you could, for these people to describe your hotel room.
It was 4 walls and a bed with a net and a hole in the ground.
That's right.
For the bathroom. So it was kind of a different experience, obviously, but one that was pretty rewarding once you leave and kind of understand what all goes on.
Do you remember the
in
shower?
Parts of the world. The pool lever.
Is that like a lever?
The hose thing.
And it was a combination shower,
and a bucket,
toilet.
And a bucket. So.
Do you remember how I introduced you to all because people there didn't know who you were?
What did you say?
I introduced myself as Barack Obama. And
I'm Michael Jordan.
And you were Michael Jordan.
That's right.
And they went crazy because they'd never heard of you.
They never heard of me. So that's perfect.
But probably, despite all this, you came there and you suffered through it. But the most amazing thing you did was during that basketball game. Do you remember what you did wearing jeans?
I dunked.
You dunked. And no one had ever seen you dunk in life.
9-foot rim.
It's probably right, but we'll leave that part of it out.
So he was making all these threes, and he was playing against local refugees, and they went crazy when you'd make the three. What did they do when you dunked? Nothing. They're like, what was that, right?
It was an ugly dunk, so I don't blame them. But
and you came over and said, they don't know how hard that was for me. Do you remember in the camp, riding in the back of the Jeep, who was on each side of you?
Who? Oh, you and your wife?
No, 2 machine gunners.
Are you talking about in the back? Oh, in the very back.
Yeah.
They were.
Poor Steph was always cramped in his Jeep.
When we first landed in Nyarugusu, that was a sight to see.
And the UN guy
Yeah.
had a machine gun,
He did.
and then the NBA guy
Yeah.
had a machine gun, and neither were Ralph. So you had no idea if they knew what they were doing. And I kept watching you, like, please don't go over that hump.
I didn't want to look at him. Just look straight. Hopefully get there safe.
Do you remember the first Nothing But Nets thing you came to with Brian?
That was a Buzzkill event
Buzzkill.
back in, 2009?
Wasn't he giving-
2008, your first one.
Wasn't
So
he giving haircuts?
He was giving haircuts. He had kids from all around the greater Charlotte-Davidson area, raising money to have a draft of Davidson basketball players to have as their coach for a 3-on-3 event. So he obviously did all the groundwork to organize that event, but it was awesome to see everybody come around. Buzzkill at the time, which led to nothing but net.
I said, Steph Curry gives us a 3 every time, 3 nets. Every time he makes a 3, which is like your teenage daughter giving you 3 nets every time she checks her phone. I mean, that is a crap load of nets. I mean, do you realize when you took the record from 268 to 402 last year?
280 something.
280 something to 402, and I did the math, and it's the same equivalent of kicking an 88-yard field goal. You'd have taken the 64-yard field goal record to 88. Does that ever freak you out?
It does, especially when people ask, like, what are you going to do this year? I'm like, I don't know. I just shoot as many as I can, and hopefully I'll make them. But I never, because, last year, getting to 300 was a number I thought was going to be, possible, but extremely hard, and everything would have to go right.
Right.
Obviously, being healthy, making shots, whatever.
And you got to 300 in
I got to 300 probably
March,
February, and then everybody's talking about 400. So the expectations and the noise around the accomplishment was crazy. So it's just blessed.
Let's talk about expectations for a second. You've added one of the great shooters, scorers in the league, or rather the Warriors have added a great scorer, Kevin Durant. And you already have you and Klay Thompson. And I said, this is like adding a third breast to Kate Upton. Because it's a little superfluous.
So that was part of my answer over there about when you got that platform, don't tweet whatever you want comes to your mind.
I'm saying it's not necessarily something that we need. As Warrior fans, people who are Warrior fans, do you really need another incredible, that's 3 of probably the top 4 all-time three-point shooters. How the hell is that going to work?
It's going to work. It's going to be a huge transition. But I would say we had such a great dynamic with the strength in numbers and the depth that we had on our team. And obviously we had to give up a lot of that to get KD. So it'll be a different way of going about, our style. But there are plenty of shots to go around. There's plenty of opportunities for everybody to shine, and obviously for us, we have healthy egos in that we all think we're the best player and we're confident when we go out there, but the only real objective is to win, and if we don't win, we know what that feeling's like now, and we don't want that feeling. So it'll work. It'll just take some time to get in training camp and figure it out.
Do you expect to take less shots?
No.
Does Klay?
I did the math though, so I've done some advanced analytics.
Let's hear the math. I want to hear the math.
There's plenty of shots to go around. So obviously when KD came, some guys left, so there's some shots. Me and Klay average a certain amount. I know what KD averaged last year in Oklahoma City, so it all fits into a full game's worth of shots that we'll figure it out.
Are there any rebounds in your math?
Hopefully not. Hopefully no offensive rebounds, because that means it's going in.
You talked about Game 7. How long was it before it stopped hurting?
It still hasn't. I don't think it ever will. Maybe like when we win the next one. I like how I said that. That was cool. Hopefully when that happens, you forget about the motivation that it took to get there, and the feeling of July 19th, 2016. So you just understand it's going to make us better. We would have loved to celebrate a second one, but a different journey.
And sorry, but as you lay awake some nights in that first month afterwards, and just envisioning what went wrong in Game 7, is there one thing that you wish you had back? Anything?
Just the last 2 minutes. I mean, it's you go in the final situation and it goes to Game 7. The last 2 minutes, that's what you live for. And you can obviously, after the game, kind of second guess decisions you made, shots you took. and maybe think about what could I have done differently. But just watching it, just kind of lost control of the momentum. I threw a crazy pass that went out of bounds. Obviously Kyrie made a great shot, but we still had a chance to win and just got a little rush. So when that situation comes back around, I like our chances.
Yeah. Speaking of getting things back, did you ever get that mouthpiece back?
No, apparently we need to add a mouthpiece challenge to the 3 for 3, because that thing, whoever found it sold it on eBay for an absurd amount of money for some silicone that I don't understand why.
But how do they know it's yours? I mean, do they match dental imprints, or how's it work?
That's a good question. I don't know where that certificate of authenticity came from, but yeah, I don't know.
Thank you again for all you've done for kids, man. Appreciate it so much.
Sure, thank you very much.
Sit for pictures or stand? Stand. Okay.
Stand, yeah.
Love the kicks.
Oh. That's what we're gonna get.
Thank you.
There you go. Do you guys actually want to do?
Slice!
Oh man, there you go. All right. Actually, Rick. Okay. So what we're gonna do is quickly just switch things up.